Hey everyone, how's it going? Very warm welcome to this interview with Blake. So Blake actually worked with me in Platinum Coaching. I believe it was over a year ago. Got his business off the ground and then reached out to me a couple of weeks ago saying, Ollie, since I've left your program, the business has really grown and wanted to have a catch up. So I decided, you know what? I think you guys on the YouTube channel would like to hear from Blake. So I said, hey, why don't we just do a quick interview, have a quick chat, and then you guys can watch. So, Blake, it's really fantastic to have you here. Thanks so much for doing the interview. How are things going for you today?
They're good, thank you. Good, Ollie. It's
Awesome.
nice to catch up with you.
Absolutely, man. As I was just saying, we're both a little tired this evening, right? So, yeah, I think we both got bags under our eyes, but still really excited to have this chat. And yeah, it's gonna be really helpful, hopefully, for everybody watching. So,
Yeah.
I wanted to start off, man. We're talking about like before you joined the coaching program. Let's go back to maybe when we had a conversation. And you had some products in the warehouse already, and um, you'd kind of got started. In fact, let's talk about that first. So, when you phoned me up and we had a chat before you joined the program, what situation were you in?
Well, I wanted to do Amazon. It was something I've been looking at for a little while. So I saw stock. I had around 14,000 and sourced a product online and invested the full 14,000. So got it over with a lot of struggle. Got there eventually. Got it into the warehouse again with a lot of struggle. And the listing went live, and nothing was selling. And
Hang on a minute. So, you started with a shipment that cost you £14,000. Is that right?
yes,
Right. So
yes,
this is exactly what I tell people not to do, right?
yeah.
And you did it, and then you weren't making any sales. So how did you feel at that point?
Well, you feel deflated. I thought I've put all this time and this effort and obviously the money into it. You've got this big picture in your mind. And obviously then the listing went live and there was no sales. And I felt, like say, you feel stuck. You think, oh dear, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. So that's where I seen you online and reached out to you.
I remember saying to you at the time when we had a call, and I said it to you just now before we started this interview. I took some balls, man, getting
Yeah.
£14,000 worth of stock imported from China because a lot of people are scared to get started, and you just dived in. So that's amazing. But then obviously you were stuck. You had a hunch about a product. You were like, this is probably going to work. Let's invest some money. And I don't know if you want to share this or not, but was that like credit or was it like savings money or like was it money that you didn't want to lose or like where did you find the
Oh
capital?
yeah, I mean the capital was my own personal money
Mm.
that had come from certain things over the past. So it was certainly money. Yeah, I didn't want to lose. It was important to me. It
Right,
was
it wasn't
important.
spare cash. I mean, does anyone have spare cash? I don't know,
Well,
really.
yeah,
But
not cash, no, but
yeah,
money that I couldn't. Definitely
absolutely.
not.
You
Uh,
didn't want to throw it
Could
in the
be.
bin on some products
No,
that weren't going to sell,
you,
right?
you, you call it.
So you were in a difficult spot when we had that first phone call. Um,
Yes.
so I said, okay, well, I can help you, obviously. This is what's wrong with what you've done, probably. We can
Yeah.
do a deeper dive, work together. And then I said, well, in order for us to work together, obviously you need to invest in my program and give me even more money when you were already down 14K, right? So what was going through your mind? Like, did you have any doubts before you joined my program and we worked together
Well,
and built the business?
obviously, there's my. I think one of my main concerns was the scamming online. Everybody sees these amazing videos and thinks, and you question it. But I watched a few of your videos, and it's probably more personal. I felt I could trust you from talking to you. You didn't have the same aura of glim glam and everything's you're going to be a millionaire next week, so to speak. You didn't have that aura, and I felt it was more realistic. So that's why I decided to just go ahead and trust you and trust your word.
Love it, man. So this was like over a year ago. So fast forward to today, over the past 12 months, after joining the program, us working together for a little while, how much sales have you had? Like, what's the total results you've had over the past year?
Over the past 12 months, I have had £127,700
And that's in
of
sales, right? Over the past year.
sales, yes.
Wow.
In units, I've sold 5,580
Wow.
units.
So 127K over the past year and over 5,000 units sold.
Yes, I
Wow.
have.
And what was like your best month over the past year?
The best month was December, and I did just short of 900 units. I was hoping for the 1,000 units in a month, but not quite. And I did £21,000. That's
Wow.
my best month.
21,000 in a month. So now, would you say that investing that £14,000 was a good decision?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Love it, man. So obviously, I suggest people start with a couple £100.
Yeah.
Right. So obviously, looking back, if we could rewind it, you might say, okay, I'll probably start with less, but
Yeah.
it got you started, right? It got the products in the warehouse, it got things moving. So yeah, I mean, it was a decision that wasn't the best at the time, but that worked out for the best,
Yeah.
right?
It's deep end, but pushed me in a way. So it was a good thing
Yeah.
because it did push me to really, it wasn't going in lightly, and then you can just pull out. I'd gone in and I thought I'm going to make this work, and I think the determination is huge. You've got to have that determination. I've had certain things, and they do bring you down, and sometimes some days you do think I'm going to throw the towel in, but the following day you can think to yourself, what was I thinking? Something changes. You'll have an amazing day and everything goes right. So I think it's important to not let those bad days get you down. I suppose it's the same in any kind of in life. You have bad days, you have good days.
Absolutely. It's especially true in business. We're, as Amazon sellers, consistently refreshing our Amazon seller app to see those sales come in, refreshing the
Yes.
emails, right? And you just want the sales now. You don't want to wait. And some days the sales are slow, but it's like it's just the way it is, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's important to look over the bigger picture. I think people look maybe on a 24-hour basis.
Hmm.
That's what people would do and think, oh, there's something not right. Look over the maybe week basis, and you can analyze definitely a lot better. And then
Yeah.
certainly over the definitely.
You get a better trend, right? If you look over a longer period of time, over a month, maybe rather than over like an hour, which is, to be
Yeah,
honest, I'm still guilty of that. But it's yeah, something I'm working on all the time. All right, man. So you started with an import of £14,000 worth of stock. So I'm curious to hear about. Obviously, that's one of your products. You've got other products. You've got 5 products now. Is that right? I think you told me.
I have 5. It was
Mhm.
from September last year.
Mhm.
Um, I only had 2,
Oh,
and
so you've really grown since then.
I've jumped it. Um, so I got a third in mid-September that landed in UK straight into the warehouse. It was early September, and then mid-September it went live, and that started. Fourth one came in October, and then my fifth came in January, and I think that's where my revenue has really, really shot up now. Um, Obviously, December was my best month, but I think December is always a good month.
Mm.
Um, but now having 5 in, yeah, every month is easily clearing 10K now.
Wow.
Um,
You
and
got a
the
six-figure
plan,
business. You got a
yeah,
six.
the plan is to be hitting between 10 to 20,000 every month now, and potentially take it further if I can do.
Love it, man. That's amazing. So I'm curious about your other products. So you made that mistake ordering 14,000 pounds worth of stock for the first product. Obviously, you joined Platinum. I talk a lot about test batches and ordering smaller amounts. So, did you take on any of my advice, or did you go, "Ah, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm just going to keep ordering
No, I took
shipments." So,
on your advice.
tell me what other shipments you ordered for like initial product launches. I'm curious.
Well, we there was the one where I came onto your course, where I think I got a batch of 50. I think it was 50
How much did it
units.
cost? How much did it cost for that
Oh,
one?
probably about £100,
Right,
if that. It wasn't a lot,
right. And was
definitely.
that a product that I researched for you in the
It
beginning?
was, yes,
Oh, nice.
yes.
So that proved to you that you didn't need £14,000, right? You could just start a little bit smaller. And
No,
did you do test batches for the future products as well that you launched?
I did, and that initial one that I did with you sold out in the first 7 days.
Wow.
So that was a good. That was obviously the way to go. So I started doing that with every product then. But obviously, being on your course, I learned how to do research. And before launching or buying your test batch, we never know 100% if a product's going to sell, but you'd certainly get to know. I learned a hell of a lot on research through your course.
Amazing, man. So what kind of things did you like about the coaching? Like what was it that, enabled you to make this like this business where you've done over 127K in the past year and doing like consistently over 10,000 a month? Like what was it about the coaching that helped you get there?
Well, it was an all round of starting with research, which obviously I just didn't know how to do. I didn't know which direction to go in, what software to use. So he gave me advice with that. And then it was other general things. The listings, my listings were. I think you scanned over my listing for my product where I invested initially before the course, and yeah, basically we revamped it. I think we revamped the photos, the description, the bullet points, everything. So it wasn't just the listing, the research. It was all sorts. It was helping with the freight, the shipping, uh, so many aspects. There's so many aspects that you've got to go through to initially get it from research point to having it active in the warehouse. And if you don't know, it can be a bit of a minefield. So it helped me with every step along the way.
Right, yeah, because I remember going back and forth with you like on Voxer and you getting help like that. Um,
Yep.
and yeah, man, you were on the group calls and I remember you were looking at a lot of the training in the portal and everything. And yeah, it's just having that kind of structure, right, as you get moving, just takes away some of
Yeah.
the mystery really and those roadblocks. So I
To be
remember
able
'cause you had done a lot before you joined. You'd already got a product, shipped over the units, got it into Amazon's warehouse. And obviously you're doing it by yourself and you thought, well, I could just keep going by myself. And then you hit that roadblock and got stuck. And so you had done the product research, you had done the sourcing. The missing piece with that product was the marketing. Like you said, the listing wasn't optimized. I don't remember if you were like running advertising or whatever, but we tweaked that listing and I got you to optimize it. I think we went back and forth on that like 5, 6, 7 times until it was done. And then
yes.
what happened? So you joined the program that the product wasn't selling. What happened after that once we optimized the
Well,
listing?
we'd optimized the listing, and then you showed me how to run the ads, because I initially thought you get your listing, you ship the stock in, it goes live, it sells.
Hmm.
Obviously,
Happens
more.
sometimes. It does happen, but it's yeah,
Yeah,
not always.
yeah, that. Um, so you showed me how to basically to advertise, and then they just started selling. It was I sold all the units. I think it was probably within 2 to 3 months of being on your course. All the 14,000 of the stock was gone, and I was already on that next product that you researched for me.
Hmm. It's amazing, man. I'm so glad to hear that. So, if anybody else was thinking about joining coaching or getting some help from me, like what would you have to say for them?
100% do it because it's people think it's not hard. It's not that it's hard, but it's the not knowing how, and it's the guidance of you. It's the overseeing that you'll do. You'll oversee, and like you said, we talked on Boxer a lot. And each step where you do come to that stumbling block, you just help me cross over it. So you eventually get there. And then further along the line again, you can just oversee and help, and just it's general where you come across so many stumbling blocks where people become lost and they don't know where to turn, they don't know what to do, they get frustrated because I had that. And before I started your course, I was just completely stuck. And then, like I say, within 2 to 3 months, the fact is everything was sold. So, what more can you say?
Love it. I appreciate that, man. Well, look, Blake, thanks so much for catching up with me. I hope people find this useful and inspirational, really, and just get moving. If you want to sell on Amazon, Blake's just another example of look, it does work. So just dive in. So, Blake, did you have any final words? Anything else you wanted to add?
No, if anybody's looking to go on to the course, I'd say don't hesitate because it helped me when I was stuck financially, and look now over the past 12 months, it's a massive game changer, a massive life changer. So I would not hesitate.
Love it. Awesome, Blake. All right. Thanks so much for your time today, man. And yeah, hopefully
No,
we'll catch up soon.
yeah, thank you, Ollie. Thank you very much.